We're here on the EURAUD 15-minute time frame, and there is a two-touch flag which I have just got involved in, and let me just remove the orders so that we can see the flag a little clearer. The screen adjusts, there we go, and you can see, let me just remove the fibs so you can actually see, so you can see that we have a momentum pole. We have not tested the highs, and we have harmonic movement, and for me this type of pattern I need to come down and test the trend line and see a positive candle. Also fibs, I need it to be a minimum of a 382, typically come down to a 618, and if a two-touch flag comes down to a 618 in this situation where the angle of the flag is not too steep, this is going to be an entry reason for me. So what I have done, if I just bring my orders back on, I've continued drawing out the trend line within here, and if we did come down for a fourth test, which is there, that's going to bring me in, and I'm just going to give it a few more pips. That's going to give me plenty of breathing room here for the trade to continue up. Now, targets are based off the 60. I don't like basing them on the 15 unless I absolutely have to. So here's the 60, targets are up here, and target 2s are a 127. No, they're not. They're not 127 extension, sorry, they're based off structure, these ones. So if we look left, and to do that I have to go to the 4 hourly, and they are, oh good grief, I have to go to the dailies, sorry guys. Okay, and let me just remove the orders. The target is at 633.1, and so 633.1 is 630 is there. Why does that not look right? 633.1. That is wrong. I have only just got in this trade, and I'm forever doing that. I keep forgetting to place my targets. I do my stops, but I keep forgetting to place my targets. So let me draw this back out. Let me go back down to the 15. Let's do it correctly. Right, so here we have the 127 just above the even handled number. I'm going to put another structure level in there, and I'm going to put a structure level on where my target currently is, and I'm going to go back out to the daily time frame, remove the VS1 levels, and re-look at this. And okay, I was just talking there for 2 minutes without pressing resume on the video. So my target is now just below the 127 fib, and the reason for that is because we were coming into the daily wicks, and I don't want to overextend the targets. What I also look at is my stop, which is going to be here if we hit targets, in a safe place for if this happens. Okay, so if the market comes up, hits targets and makes a new high, then retraces, it will probably retrace back into the structure level before continuing to hit second targets. Now, if however it retraces a little further, say down to this structure level, do I still have a chance of being stopped out for second targets? And the answer is no, because look at where my stop is. It is all the way down here. So at the moment it is in the safest place possible to try for second targets. If my stop was up here, well then it would be a different story, because I have a higher probability of it coming down to stop me out before hitting secondary targets. So that's what I like to do with the market. I really like to look at where my stop will be and if I'm in the position for those secondary targets or not. So I'm going to delete this information off, and let's just have a look at the risk to reward on this particular trade. So we're risking this much. You guys should know by now that I like to color code these. I have a set routine. I think it's very important when you do your trading. Everything has to be the same, and so that's the same when it comes to my entry stops and targets. So I do need this one to be dark green, and then I do need this one to be yellow as well. So plenty of room here for the stop. We do have a psychological number lower, the 162 flat, but I cannot get my stop underneath there. I will always try to do that because it is just a safer place to have it, but in this instance I cannot do that. Come on, give me what I'm after. There to there. Right, 34 pips of risk. Why that was so difficult. I think my mouse is on its way out. I think that's what it is. I actually have a special ergonomic mouse. For those of you that know, I have problems with my hands due to doing too much work when I was younger on my first company. I had chronic RSI and couldn't move them for 2 years, so I have a specially adapted mouse. So just over a 1-to-1 risk to reward here. However, high probability trade. Just one other thing I want to touch on. Let me remove the orders here, and that is if we take a bigger view of what the market is doing, and what we've done here is we rallied up. Come on, we rallied up. We have effectively double topped, and we could also be putting in a bigger triangle. So if something happens here and it suddenly spikes down and then gets sucked all the way back up and gives me a low test candle, I will buy this up again and play for the 127 and those extended targets as well. So that's the trade. We'll come back and see whether or not it's a winner or a loser. And we're back on the Euro Aussie 60-minute time frame, and I'm very pleased to say target 1 and target 2 have now been hit, which means that our prediction using the flag as the entry into the bigger potential triangle worked out very well. Remember, we wasn't playing for the full 127, we just tapped entries. I wasn't able, unfortunately, on this video to capture the targets being hit. On pretty much all my videos I've managed to do it, but literally the last 2 hours I've had 4 flag patterns set up and a trend continuation move, and I just wasn't able to get around to doing it. But there we go, 39 pips for target 1, so we bank half, so that's 19.5, and then target 2s for just short of 60, so that's 29.5, so that's 49 pips in total banked for the Euro Aussie trade.